Well, awesome. Welcome everybody to the Monday morning Mailbox Power Mastermind call. This call is for you. It's for Mike and I too, because we learned from all of you, but it really is your call. This is not a one-way. Brenda and Mike train all of you, and we don't learn from you. I truly believe a rising tide lifts all ships. We say that pretty much every week, and we have learned so much from you. I have learned so much language from Lulu and Marie, and even Linda shared some. And I know Alan at one point, I'm like, oh, I've never said it that way. I like that. And so I truly believe that to come together as a community, we all do better. We all succeed better. So I always like to start the calls, or we always like to start the calls. Of course, Mike is with the grandbabies. You notice he's not sitting beside me again today. He's upstairs with the grandbabies, but we like to start with success stories. So if there's anyone who'd like to share a success story before we get started, I would love to hear about them.
Well, my success story is that I had my first meeting with my nonprofit client and shocked that Rocket Notes has no referenceable existing clients, although brand new app, but so I shouldn't be too surprised. They are ready to move forward. I will pick up their signed services agreement at some point next week. So I consider that to be a win, and we'll get them going with the $5,000 a year plan. So hooray.
Awesome.
That's all I got.
Awesome.
I am formulating my 24 business plan and interviewing virtual assistants on Fiverr with the intention of supporting my various businesses and my wife's custom bag product. So
nice.
Ready to rock and roll.
You know,
I'm getting on board. I'm hanging on.
Awesome. You know, that brings up a great point, Alan, and we're not going to do it today, but I really think that we ought to start now. Especially since the holidays are our busy time. Between now and the beginning of October sometime, I really think that we should have a goal setting session for next year. Kind of spend the next few weeks, because we're not going to do it this week, and we probably aren't going to do it next. I can guarantee you it won't be next week. So I want you to go back and look at your successes this past year. Look at how much money you've made. Look at how many new customers you've brought on. Look at the number of customers that maybe you've lost. What is your retention rate? Do you have 100% retention rate? Is it 50%? Your goal might not be to bring on more customers. Your goal might be to retain more of the customers you brought on. But just kind of look at your numbers for this year. I realize we've still got the fourth quarter. We just started the fourth quarter, but now is a great time to evaluate before we hit the busy season. You know you're going to do much better during the holidays, or most people do. And I also want you, maybe next week, let's talk about a plan for the holidays. Wendy talked about the new gifts that just came out. I am super excited about all the new gifts. I don't know about all of you, but I had a customer and I told her that the old charcuterie board was gone and showed her the slate one. And she loved the idea of a logo, but she really liked the old one. And then I said to her, well, we have another cutting board. It's smaller, but you're going to be able to laser engrave a big logo and stuff on it if you want, or their picture. It's a bigger space, more than just letters. And I showed it to her and she got all excited. And of course, it wasn't on the website yet because that was a coming soon. But as you all know, on Friday, I believe it was, that Justin got out there and said they are now available on the site. And that made her super excited. So start formulating those plans. Wendy said the gift guides would be done by the end of September. And I'm super excited about that because I have a presentation the end of September. And this is the time of year that if you are going to some of you, it's not stepping out of your comfort zone. But for those of you that talking in front of somebody is outside your comfort zone, a big group, not one-on-one, now is the time to get outside your comfort zone. We have about 2 weeks. The catalogs are already arriving at businesses. Within 2 weeks, those businesses are starting to decide what their holiday gifting is. Get ahead of the curve.
Right.
Plan now. Marie.
I was just going to share that I sent one of the cheese cutters.
Uh-huh.
I have a customer whose son is a NASCAR race driver, and his name is Zachary Tinkle, and so I put cuts as fast as Zachary Tinkle is his logo and his name, and they flipped out when they got it. She said, "Oh my gosh!" She says, "We're really going to be able to use this."
Awesome.
So, yeah,
I like that. Cuts as fast as. I mean, I guess that only makes sense if it's like a race car driver or something like that. But I've seen a couple of designs in the affiliate. I'm not sure if they've been put in the user group. I strongly suggest, if they are not in the user group, if you're one of those that have shared designs, please go put them in the user group. We need to give users ideas, not just affiliates. So when you have great ideas, you came up with great designs for a t-shirt, pizza cutter, cutting board, whatever that is, please go share it in the users group. Let's get some excitement going for the holidays. Alan.
Not related to Mailbox Power, but related to process planning, 2024 planning. I have completely revamped my methods with regard to calendar management. I don't do anything without ChatGPT as a start. I use that to frame out my meeting document with bullets, with links, and including attached spreadsheets or whatever the heck we need for said meeting. And then obviously have it edited a couple times and do my own thing, but then that is our working document for that meeting. And I find it to be so much more efficient. I don't have a to-do list. I don't have a to-do list anymore. Everything is an item in my calendar with attendees and with work product that we need to collaborate on at that time.
Nice. Elaborate a little bit on that.
Yeah,
I think I know what you're talking about, Alan, but elaborate
So
on you start
when
with
I create my appointment, in my notes area, there's a button to create a document,
right.
a shared document that is attached to that. And then there's also an attachment link in that document screen. So you can attach a spreadsheet or a PowerPoint or whatever you want to do. And then you invite your attendees and ask them to, and then they accept, and the meeting just happens. And we can use those documents together as part of the meeting and going forward to complete the tasks at hand.
So let me be more specific. Maybe I didn't explain myself well. So that document that you attach, is it for a specific client, or have
Yes.
you created a document through ChatGPT that's for every client?
It's for that specific event.
Okay, so let's go
and
back.
of course use ChatGPT for global.
Right. so I want to step through because I don't think people are understanding what you're saying. So pretend I'm a potential new client. I am on we're booking an appointment, and now you're going to go start a document for me and pretend that I'm a real estate agent. What is that document? Go into detail for everybody. What is it that's in that document? What do you start in Chat GPT?
It's the project process plan.
Okay. And so explain that. You go into Chat GPT and you say, I'm meeting with a real estate agent, and maybe today isn't the day to do it, but you're saying you start with Chat GPT, but people are clueless. Well, what are you putting in Chat GPT? I don't know what he's doing. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, what questions or where do you start in Chat GPT to create that document?
Oh, the players, the knowledge bases where we're getting our data,
Okay.
our timetables, all the the topical areas of the project, and the dates, and then the players and their responsibilities, those grids and spreadsheets that help manage that project ongoing. The consulting engagement, for lack of a better term.
Okay.
There might be a document for each automation that we roll out. The automation.
Right, and I get that. And maybe I'm misunderstanding you.
Yeah.
You've never met with me. You've talked to me, and I'm setting an appointment on your calendar to learn more about Mailbox Power and what it can do. Is that
Right.
when you create that Chat GPT, or is it after the meeting when you know more about the client so that you can spell out roles and responsibilities?
It's the planning document for the meeting and the working document throughout the process.
You'll have to go, everybody's shaking their heads. They're clueless what you're talking about. You're going to have to go into detail
Not today.
Yeah, not today.
I think another question is, does everybody see that, or is that just, at first, Alan, it sounded like that's for you to
no
conduct your meeting, but you mean you're going to publish that, everybody you meet with is going to see the whole thing?
Shared document for all attendees.
Yeah, not everybody can do that business, I think is what Brenda means, and depending on your type of business. So that's great to do that. That's wonderful.
If it's counseling patients and stuff like that, of course not.
Yeah. But maybe we can go into more detail on that another morning.
I would be happy to do a 5-minute share screen demo just real quick.
And take us from step one. This person called me and wanted to set up a meeting, or I met him at a networking, and then I went into Chat GPT, and this is exactly what I told Chat GPT to give me so that I could create the documents. That would be a good training.
Yes, that is an executive summary of the process that I have committed to for myself going forward.
Awesome. Awesome. Any other successes from the past week?
I'll tell a little one on the pizza cutter too. I sent that because I needed a new little gift. I'm glad it was something that is inexpensive. So I think it was sent across the country, coast to coast, for a total like $11 with the shipping. So I Googled sayings of so anyway, I didn't know the person very well, but I needed to send a little gift to her, a good client, regular, consistent, and I just put the slices right. So, there's all kinds of cute little things. So I kept the file like that. So do we still have another question? Do we still have the 2 Mailbox Power? Kathy had put, so the name of the user group changed, or the affiliate? I was just going to look it up, but just real quick, don't we still have affiliate user group?
Yeah.
Affiliate?
No,
there's an affiliate group, and then the user group is the official group.
Yeah.
Now, they changed the
Okay,
name.
great. Okay, thanks.
Yep.
I thought
Thank you, Kathy. Suzanne.
Good morning. It's just a small thing, but I've been sending out the wellness cards, postcards every month. And I took your advice and, added something, a free gift or something if they, scan the code. and it's working. I just sent out another one today. So I'm like, yay.
Awesome. I love to hear that. Yes, the dynamic QR code and getting people to scan it is a win. And when I want you to keep that in mind. So Suzanne has figured out what's working. I've had clients that nobody's scanning that QR code, and it has to do with their call to action. If it's just book an appointment or something, visit my website, it's less likely to be scanned. If it's scan this to get my free 10 tips or 7 tips to grow your business or to get healthier, or there's got to be something, a call to action that nudges at them like, what is that? If you just say scan here for my website or scan here to book an appointment, they know exactly what they're going to land on. Curiosity killed the cat.
Yeah, Brenda, what I did on like the second or third card that went out, I put, if you just scan the QR code and receive a free health guide. And then the next card went out. I said, did you scan the code? Would you still like to have a free, health guide? I mean, I kind of like perpetuated it. If I haven't heard from them, I said, did you do this? Did you do that? So anyway, it's, as I said, it's working and I'm thrilled.
Awesome. That is a win. And keep track of the messages as you're working with your clients that work, because those are great training tips for this call. If you have somebody that's just knocked it out of the park and their QR code is being scanned all the time and they're getting analytics, we want to know what they're saying. What is it that they're giving away that is drawing attention to scan the link? Because we can all share that with other clients, even if they're not in the same industry. If it was 7 tips to become healthier, well, then in real estate, 7 tips to get more for your house. You can take that. You just have to think outside the box, but we can take those type of call to actions and then translate them to other industries. So that's great. I actually have a win. When they announced Rocket Notes, I had a client that it piqued his interest. He happened to be an affiliate also. And he's kind of been an affiliate that hasn't done a lot. He's signed a few up, not a lot. He has his other business. And he got real excited about it and actually had somebody sign up with the new Rocket Notes, which was a brand new customer. I don't think that person had ever seen Mailbox Power. Another one had already signed up for Mailbox Power on the Pro and ended up signing up for Rocket Notes and getting the refund from the Pro membership. So it's engaging some people that maybe weren't engaged before because it was what they were looking for. So just keep that in mind, whether it's for you or not, there may be somebody that needs a system like that. So keep that in mind as you start to have conversations with people, because some people are very disorganized and don't have any way other than Mailbox Power to organize their contacts, and they need something more. So just keep that in mind as you're talking to people. But again, this is the Mailbox Power Mastermind call, but I did want to bring that up because as we release new products or we release new things, new tools in the system, it may or may not excite you, but it might excite your customers. So don't lose sight of letting all your customers know about all the new products, because some of them don't log into the system very often. Some of them truly have it on autopilot and they have automation set up and they really don't get in the system. So they're never going to see those new gifts. So an email to them to say, hey, yes, Mailbox Power is sending out emails also, but when you send it out, it's more personal. because they are your client and they're going to pay attention to it more than if it comes from corporate. Generally, that's just my experience. So with the holidays approaching, what can you do now to make sure that your business does explode at the holidays, which it should? Any ideas?
I was
I would
just
say-
thinking, oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Terry.
I was just saying, you may start categorizing your lists and your contacts and get those going, because it's a time killer, depending on what shape your lists are in and your contacts. So, and then see what just a generalized category. I want to do a gift for this one. I want to do cards. I want to do postcards, or or whatever you send out or normally do. Or I'm going to do this group at New Year's versus the holiday, and I'm going to do this one at Thanksgiving, things like that. And then that way, I don't know, when all the new gifts and all hit the market, we're ready, a little bit more ready.
Well, not just for you, Terry, you need to be talking to potential clients or your current clients about planning now. So I was just going to, let me see where it is. I've got it right here and I can never find it when I want to find it. So give me just a second, because it didn't bring it up like it usually does when I searched my phone. Oh, come on.
That's a good question. They hired another graphics person. Like, if Mailbox Power, it's up to us to do the marketing, make up our own graphics to enlist to put out for prospects. Because that's another point too. You would do it at the same time now. So am I saying that right? We're on our own to do all of that.
You're going to get tools from corporate, but I would reach out to your clients and help them. There have been tools in the past. You can go there. Vanessa had done the holiday guide. Like I said, Wendy is updating and doing a holiday guide. And based on my suggestions and many of your suggestions, which is why I suggested it, I know Laura Rexecker and a few others were like, yeah, but we need it divided by $10 in under gifts, $25 in under gifts, $50 in under. And so I had an extensive conversation with Wendy about that. And she said she would incorporate that into the gift guide, because to just go out willy-nilly, the customers are like, oh, I like that. Oh, that's too expensive. If we can categorize it for them, if you can ask them, what is your budget? That's what I'm asking. My BNI meeting last week, I said, I want you to start thinking about what your budget is. Sorry about that. Because it is only 65 days till Thanksgiving, 97 days till Christmas, and 104 years to the new year. Like, it is coming fast and furious. If you keep posting stuff like this on your timeline, on Facebook, people are going to be like, oh my God, it's coming fast and furious. Stop. Like, don't make the holidays come any quicker than they are. I'm like, I'm not making them come any quicker than they are. They're coming quick. Fast and furious. So yeah, all by themselves. So how much is your client worth? And many people, you have to have this conversation. You really need to have this conversation with your clients. And you have to have the conversation like I'm going to have a conversation with you right now. Marie, would you do me a favor and play along with me? Are you able to? I know you're off camera. Can you play? She's muted.
Yes, I can.
Awesome. So I'm going to pretend like Marie is one of my clients in Mailbox Power, or one of my potential clients. Hey, Marie, how you doing today?
I'm great. How about you?
I'm great. With the holidays coming fast and furious, do you have a plan for the holidays?
The holidays?
Yeah, the holidays.
No. I'm just trying to catch up from a busy summer, and I haven't even thought about the holidays yet.
That's where most people are right now. Would it help you if we came up with a strategy now? Because I know you're fast and furious, kind of catching up from the beginning of the year, but with the holidays coming, I know most people, it gets pretty hectic. And before you know it, it's a week before the holiday and you're like, I haven't done anything. Would that be helpful for you?
Yeah, because if we weren't having this conversation, I wouldn't be doing anything.
Awesome. Well, let me ask you this, Marie. Do you have each year, do you kind of have a budget per client? Not all together, but per client that you want to spend at the holidays? Do you even think about that?
No, I haven't.
So let me ask you this. What is your average lifetime value of a client?
Should I know that?
Many businesses don't. So don't feel bad that you don't know what it is. Generally, the average lifetime value of a client is, how long do you retain clients? Are they here and gone in a year, 5 years? What's your lifespan of a customer usually?
4 years.
4 years. Awesome. And is it a monthly revenue you get, or is it a kind of a yearly, or every once in a while you get revenue from that client?
Monthly.
Monthly. Okay. So in a year, so monthly, what would that be?
$20.
Okay. So $20 times 12, we're looking at $240 times 4. So you're talking about over $1,000. So would a client that's going to spend $1,000 with you, how much would you be willing to spend on them at the holidays to make sure they stick around for 4 years? You haven't thought about it that way, have you?
No, never have. It's a good question.
Many of my clients don't. Many of them are like, well, I'll just send a card, or I really don't have a large budget. And they look at the total amount that they're going to spend at the holidays and they kind of freak out. But I kind of want you to look at it per client and what is that client worth? I used to teach, is your client worth a Starbucks coffee? Is your client worth a Starbucks coffee?
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Absolutely.
so a Starbucks
I'd
coffee
say they're
is
worth a
what?
cutting board.
Yeah, it's like $5 or $6 for a Starbucks coffee. So if they're worth a Starbucks coffee, would you be willing to spend about $10 on those those nice clients that you're definitely going to make over $1,000? Is $10 reasonable?
Oh, I'd spend more than that.
What would your budget be then?
I would spend at least 25, I think.
Awesome. So let me ask you a question though. On 25, is that 25 for the gift, or is that 25 total, including shipping?
Oh, I don't know how much is shipping.
It depends on the products we pick. So would it be fair to say we want to stick around 25 shipping and everything included?
Yes.
Awesome. Well, we have lots of different gifts to choose from. And at this point, I'd start finding gifts, processing in my head what they are. So we have these really cool, I don't have them down here, black insulated tumblers that you can personalize to them. And you could do a set of coasters, or you could do the personalized tumbler, and you could do 2 of them. They're about $11 each on your plan. I'm assuming she's an executive. And so that's 22. Yes, we do have shipping, which would be a little bit more, but do you think that they'd be really impressed with that gift, and that would make a good impression for you and your business?
I think anything personalized makes a really good impression.
Awesome. So I'd start to, I mean, I'm just giving one example, but you all know I did a whole spreadsheet last year with all different examples and different price ranges. And I'm super excited for the holiday guide coming out, because now she said 25. So I'm going to go to those categories, 25 and under and 10 and under, and show her the possibilities. And then we're going to put a plan together based on where she is, because me here in Colorado, shipping is less than where Marie is on the East Coast. So I want to be considerate. And that's why I always ask, is that with the shipping, or are you willing to pay shipping extra? Because I've talked to many people, and when I started out and it was $25, I went straight to the $25 gifts. And I wasn't keeping in mind the shipping. And they were like, yeah, that's more than I'm willing to spend. And so ask those type of questions. And many people do not, just like Marie, they don't know the lifetime value of their client. And you have to say things like, well, are your clients worth a Starbucks, a Starbucks coffee? Are your clients worth, think of things in your area. Are your clients worth taking out to dinner at Texas Roadhouse? That's what we have here. Are your clients worth? Awesome. Well, that would take time out of your day to take them out to dinner. What if we could put together a package and we could have it all done before the holidays start, and we could have those names already in there? We've already pre-built it and we've hit send, but we have send set for the beginning of November, right before Thanksgiving, when I recommend businesses reach out to their clients, because Thanksgiving's all about giving thanks. And now you're saying, I can help you do it now, before it gets crazy busy. School just started. People are already crazy busy with kids back in school. Let me take some things off your plate. You're already starting to stress about the holidays, or if you're not, pretty soon you are, because Christmas gifts, we were out shopping this weekend. Christmas trees, Christmas lights, Christmas gifts are all out. So if they haven't started freaking out yet, they're going to start, because they're going to be like, oh no, that's like right around the corner. Does that, I was going to say, does that help?
Yeah.
Has anyone done a class like that for your own prospects? Do a holiday Zoom or get ready? Has that
I used to do them.
Bring any attention?
I used to do them all the time, but that was back when we were with a different company. I have not done it. I thought about doing it a few years ago, but I haven't. So it has been on my mind. That's something you could do. You could do getting ready for the holidays class, and teach people how to separate their lists and get ready now instead of last minute. Get your list ready now. Plan your budget now. We don't have to put the gift package together, but if you start thinking about that, when we sit down the middle of October, the beginning of October, the beginning of November, hopefully they're not waiting that long, but if they are, they still have time. Now you can get it done in a very short period of time. You might put a checklist together for them. I might have to build that. I know we have a checklist that Vanessa did kind of, but I don't know that hers talked about lifetime value of a client and it does talk about budget, but many people, when they think about budget, they think of, I have $1,000 to spend at the holidays on all my clients, and I have 200 clients. Well, is that truly reasonable? Are you spending money with the people that are spending money with you? And the average, I believe, if you Google it, the average is 15%. So if somebody spent $200 with you and you took 15% and gave back to them, that's about $30. That would be a $30 gift. And when you get your clients thinking about that, they look at it differently. I just don't know how to describe it other than they look at it differently. And the other thing I say to them is, do you want to be in that stack of cards, or do you want to be over here that's a box?
That's a really good point. I like that.
Stand out at the holidays. You can blend
and not just
it.
take a pumpkin pie to their door that they're not going to like, or they don't even eat pumpkin.
So I have
my
to
area does it.
So you have to be careful with that, Terry, because a lot of people think that that's the greatest thing since sliced bread is taking a pumpkin pie or a apple pie or that.
But it's the giver doing that. It's the giver that thinks that, not that. They don't know that the recipient takes it, and then I've heard back from numerous people they don't like. I'm shocked that you wouldn't use it, but it's like, they're not enjoying what you're giving.
But I never come from that point of view, because now you're coming from a negative point of view. What I always say to them is, if they're a pie dropper offer, hey, that's great, and I'm sure they love it, but how much time does that take you to go over to Costco or Sam's or wherever you're getting your pies from, pick them up and then deliver them? Or you have a client event and they've all got to come get them, and if they don't, then you got to deliver them. What if for the same amount of money, I could help you do that and take all of that time, give you all that time back in your schedule? Never, and I do this sometimes too, but I try never to critique or criticize what they're doing and tell them that people don't like it, because now you've put them on the defensive and you're probably not going to get that client.
I understand that. I was just telling that to the group too, because thank you for bringing that up. It's a nice way to, I'm too blunt a lot of times, but I wouldn't say that to people, but I know that, and that's a good way. Thank you. Gives me some wording to
you're welcome. And or like Justin did, when the third real estate agent comes along, you can invite them in and they can see the other 3 pies on their counter. That's another way to do it. If you have a real estate agent, like Justin did with the popcorn tins, and they were like, oh, like, I'm not standing out. Last thought, Marie, and then we got to go because I just saw the time.
So I just think when Terry said something about a webinar, I think we've done webinars in the past where it's about, segmenting your list and that. I think we should take Mailbox Power out of it, excuse me, and do a webinar about lifetime value of your client. How do you determine how much you should spend for the holidays? And then about your own time and doing it in an automatic, and why the importance of personalization. And at the end, the system I would recommend is Mailbox Power for all of the reasons that we've talked about. So it would be, open to everybody, not just Mailbox Power people, but it's an attempt to get, more people understanding what Mailbox Power, the benefits of Mailbox Power, and why they should be a client.
I absolutely love that, Marie. And it's just getting ready for the holidays webinar. Or
I think the title, the way it's titled would be really important, because if it's about the holidays, people think, oh, I've heard all of that before.
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, anyway, just a thought.
So next week, Marie, because you're the wordsmith, you're the word queen. Can you come back next week with some ideas for titles for people?
I don't know that I can do it for next week because of something I've got going on at the end of this week.
No worries. But maybe in the next couple of weeks, you can help us to come up with good ideas for that.
Okay.
This is a good time to use AI.
Yep.
Yeah.
It really comes up with great ideas.
Yep. Awesome. Well, we went over. Sorry to keep class over, but hopefully you got value out of it. And I saw your hand up, Alan. What?
Can I mention 2 things real quick?
What?
First, I am committed to not waiting until the beginning of the year to hire a VA. I'm hiring them October 1, and I'm going to have them learn my various client pillar businesses by engaging with prospects and existing clients each week, but the separate business units. I also have a company, the separate company in a different industry, and then there's my wife's bag business. So I've got 5 business entities that they will be focusing on. And my bookkeeper will start at the beginning of the year. I'll have them do all my year-end work and engage with my CPA. I am in the business of offloading anything that I spend my time on, where my time at my commanding rate is a much better card to play. Simple as that.
I am going to leave with this, a quote from someone at the Faith Over Fear conference. And I may be getting it wrong, but I think it was Bryn Lang. I think it was Bryn. It might have been the lawyer. Anyways, that spoke. If somebody can do the job 75% as good as me, I'm going to hire somebody to do it. I'm going to offload it. If somebody can do the job 75% as good as you should be letting them do it. And with that, I hope you have an awesome week, and we will see you next Monday. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye. Thank you.